Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a video on Gambit for Dummies, and I'm trying to keep this one short. I'm trying to keep most videos under 10 minutes again. That's something I've been struggling to do because I just like recording footage. But a brief overview of Gambit. If you want to read the abilities, pause them. But he's got decent block proficiency. It's like 62%, but it's improved to 100% perfect block chance with the Apocalypse synergy when you have 10 kinetic charges. He's got an easy ramp up. You just hold your block to build 10 kinetic charges. You charge your heavy and cancel it with a special 2 for decent burst damage. And when you crit, it's actually very good damage. All his abilities that you get from his special attacks are guaranteed unless the opponent has an armor up buff. If they have an armor up buff, all abilities from specials have an 85% chance to apply. And he's already a great champ. He fits in with most teams, but his potential with Apocalypse is just through the roof. So a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not going to be using the Apocalypse synergy or turning Gambit into a horseman in this video. It's just going to be Gambit with a regular team synergy. And you really wouldn't need a full team synergy. The only synergy he really would need is the Apocalypse synergy. And I still think he's a very solid champ without it. And I'm probably going to rank 2 mine even if I don't pull Apocalypse. He's just so much fun to use. His damage is so easy to get into, but the potential he has with Apocalypse just makes him one of the best horsemen that Apocalypse can bring. So now we're going to go into the rotation. And his rotation's fairly simple. I like to start the fight just holding block, building up my kinetic charges. If you're in like Act 6 or actual content that matters, try to avoid getting backed into the corner. It's not a situation you want to get into. So maybe just fragment how much you build up. You just want to have your 10 charges once you have your special 2. And with his buff that he got recently, building his kinetic charges used to be a pain in the butt, because if the opponent was attacking your block, you would stop charging and you'd have to wait until you got an opening where the opponent wouldn't be attacking you to build them up, which just made it really hard to build up his damage, and his damage wasn't even that good, so it felt very, very useless to do this. So right here, you really want to start looking for an opening to parry, charge your heavy, and cancel it with a special 2. So right here I do it, immediately cancel that heavy attack, so now you can rush in because the opponent's still stunned. Your special attacks pause your stuns, and you just try to race back up to your next special 2. So with Gambit's special attacks, special 1, special 2, there are only 2 hits. And if you don't crit on those 2 hits, it's going to feel very noodly to play. And by noodly, I mean he hits like a noodle at that point. But his damage isn't that bad. It's like a 25k special 2 for a rank 1 6-star, which is still pretty solid. And his rotation is really easy. You can always make sure that you're always throwing a special attack with a prowess buff up, so you're never missing out on damage. That's how easy it is to ramp him up. I've seen a rank 2 Gambit in Act 6. He works perfectly fine. Later in this video, I took this rank 1 into 6.1.1 just to show off his ability accuracy reduction with his special 2. But he's super easy to ramp up, so I wish they did something to address the lack of crit chance on a special 2, but I kind of get it because he would be kind of overpowered, I feel, if he had like a guaranteed crit on a special 2, as much as I'd love it. So the previous special 2s did not land any critical hits. Spoiler alert, this next one will. It's like 78,000 damage when you combine the 2 critical hits. And if you can land 2 straight special 2s with both crits, the damage just feels insane. But there you go. And here's a little side note. Gambit stuns reduce the opponent's combat power rate and regen rate by 40%. So if you parry medium, light, medium, you could build all the way up to a special 2 by the time they reach a special 1. I don't know how useful this will be, but I thought it was pretty cool, and I figured I should show this. So also his special 3 puts on 2 5-second stun debuffs. So if you parry, immediately charge your heavy, throw your special 3, he'll come out of the special 3 with 3 stuns on him. And this would reduce combat power rate by 120% and regen rate by 120%, not counting masteries. So this has potential to increase. And I don't know any use for it yet, but someone will find a use later down the line. So Gambit can now counter Thorns. It is the same implementation as Omega Red, and his medium and heavy attacks reduce the amount of damage an opponent can deal with passive effects when being struck by 100% for 0.2 seconds. I purposely read that very monotone-like because they could have just said your medium attacks and heavy attacks are not affected by Thorn-like abilities. But I understand they have to make it very precise just so one summoner doesn't complain that it didn't work the way it was written, and everyone freaks out thinking there's a nerf coming if they change the wording in a character's description. So, like, putting it in layman's terms, he counters Thorns. Electro, just use your medium attacks and your heavy attack if you want to. Korg, you can use your mediums, your 3 lights, and then a medium. Or you could use a 4th light if you really want to. I don't know why you would. But his heavy attack also counters Thorns. So I don't know if I'd bring my Gambit into war. I want to try it. I think the damage that he has on a special 2 could be pretty awesome in the right scenario if you can land a crit. I feel like it would end the fights pretty fast. But when you're fighting Korg, make sure you manage the rock stacks well, because as you see here, I didn't. So this last hit only hit for 753 damage. Now it's time for a little bit of Act 6 with Gambit. This is Act 6, Chapter 1, Quest 1. And the global node is no retreat. You dash back once and there'll be a timer counting. If you dash back again while that timer's counting, you'll degenerate. So to start this fight, I'm going to just build up my kinetic charges like I normally do. Try not to dash back multiple times because I really don't want that degen damage. But you'll see that Gambit Special 2, it not only does some nice damage, it gives some sweet utility that you can use throughout the fight too. And one of the nodes also gives Moon Knight a very high chance to evade, which is very annoying, which is why I'm doing parry, medium, light, medium. But now you'll see that I put the concussion debuff on Moon Knight. I can just hammer into him without worrying. As you see, I dash back. There's no degen timer, so the concussion debuff bypasses the global node. It also bypasses Moon Knight's defensive abilities where he evades. And I just find it awesome how his damage loop also gives him some very, very powerful ability accuracy reduction. So it's quite evident that Moon Knight is evading a lot with this node. As you can just see, he evaded me while I'm speaking. I'm just going to race up back to my special 2, try to get a little bit more power next time, see if I could loop 2 special 2s together. And right here, I charged my heavy, dropped the special 2. First hit crit, the second one didn't. That was like a 37,000 damage special 2, which is pretty solid. And this concussion debuff is just super potent. I don't have to worry about no retreat. I don't have to worry about him evading, but now I do. But I just landed that second special 2 with no prowess buffs, and it only hit for 13,000. So it shows how important those prowess buffs are. So if this is your first time seeing Gambit after his buff, you might be thinking, well, is that all the utility he has? It seems like a lot. Oh, he's got more now. He's got a flak jacket. It provides him like a pseudo bleed immunity, meaning the incoming bleed debuffs are 150% less potent. And as you can see, this is a Caltrops node. When I dash back, I take a bleed debuff, but I'm not taking any damage. I'm healing with willpower. So his flak jacket also provides an increased armor rating, and it's actually a sizable increase. It's like 1,400 on a rank 3 6-star. As relevant as that is to most people watching my videos, it isn't. It's fairly decent, but it is doubled against non-contact physical attacks. And his flak jacket breaks when he loses about 40% health, so be careful. Don't take meaningless hits. I mean, that's the name of the game. You don't want to get hit, but still. Tech champs break it in about 20% health. Their damage is doubled to the flak jacket, and your flak jacket's duration is increased with the SIG ability. So this is actually a biohazard and Caltrops node, but his flak jacket, I believe it's only taken down and broken by attack damage, not debuff damage. So you have to get struck to break it. So you can get down to 20% health from like a poison debuff, but regen back from a bleed debuff, and your flak jacket will still be there. So this is going to be it for the video. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I have a Discord. It will be in the description. Come hang out. Come chat. Ask for a video. I don't care. Just something. Come hang out. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you for the next one.
What we do here is go back.